see it through here, but there's a plane ascending. It's always, you know, the Philadelphia airport is way south of here, but to see some of these airplanes, yeah, we'll go this way instead, ascending, and you kind of forget how steep the climb is. It's like kind of, and then they curve around. Like, yes, this one will curve around and go northwest. That's like a normal pattern, kind of. So it's coming up here. It's just gonna come over Washington Avenue. I don't know if you can see it or not. Orchestrated city, everything's on time. So even airplanes are like, I felt sort of pressured to get an MFA a long time ago. I was trying to figure out how to like escape this weird experience. I was like, maybe if I get an MFA and become a teacher or whatever. So I kind of didn't want to do it because of the money issue, but I didn't know what else to do. I was kind of trapped. Took the bus to New York City twice a week for almost 2 years, a year and a half, and then the last semester was thesis semester, so I only went up like 5 times. And took the bus, and all these weird things would happen, like the buses. First I took Megabus, and everything is electronic, like or Wi-Fi-ish. So what would happen would be all of a sudden the driver would get a message that his tire pressure was low, so he'd have to pull off, you know, into a truck stop. Or we also pulled off once by, but this was on Greyhound, because I think Houston or Dallas is their headquarters, so they have to troubleshoot through Texas for Greyhound buses, at least on the East Coast. Everything, like, it would get weird, like timing wise. We would cross under bridges at the exact time that certain trucks would be crossing over, and it would seem like, somehow it seemed like too perfectly timed with certain things. And I started to wonder, like, if even us walking on the ground, if our phones and cell phone towers, not to fearmonger, like, I don't know what it would be used for, but is there data floating back and forth? And could an actual flight be timed with the actions of certain people on the street? I don't really know, like, it's way beyond my experience or knowledge, but it just, weird things kept happening where I was like, this seems like it's almost timed so that we pulled into the truck stop, trust the process, truck stop, just when, you know, a Tasty Cake truck pulled in, like it would, and the Tasty Cake truck would tie in with something else that was going on in life. Like, you know, like, that's just an example. I can't think of a perfect one right now because it's so long ago. So anyway, hers, forever good. It used to be during the LGBT agenda, and that's okay. I was part of the LGBT community. I still technically am. It's just I don't feel as embraced. I didn't find the, you know, acceptance and love that I was looking for. Like, I'm the nicest person and nobody else is. So anyway, it used to be every lesbian event would have hers, because their tagline was "Make hers yours, make hers yours." So now that those days are over, technically they checked off all the boxes on the agenda. Marital rights, you know, benefits, this, that, and the other. Now hers changed its tagline after like 20 years or 15 years to "Forever Good." So where are we headed to? That's it. So we're here at the Rock School for Advanced Education, Washington and Broad. Just a little story there. We have a target, a chase. You chase the target, right? And then if you get your target, maybe Starbucks, like Skittles or whatever, some sort of ridiculous story that makes a lot of people upset. Or people think they're winning a faction, like a faction will think they're winning something, but it never really comes to fruition, you know? Anyway, Starbucks. all those three together, and Chipotle chicken, or Chipotle, whatever it is, Sprouts, Insomnia cookies, fine wine and good spirits. That's all state. And this is Lincoln Square, so if anything's named after a president, you can almost be guaranteed that it's in the governmental realm, that this is a government group. What you talking about, Willis? So Sprouts, I'm certain, is hooked up with the government, just because they actually opened one up, or a couple of them up in Delaware, where Biden spent his entire senatorial career. They don't have Whole Foods in Delaware. You can't find a Whole Foods anywhere. I'm like, are you kidding? All these years they don't have a Whole Foods in Delaware, but they have a Sprouts. So we won't get into it. Other people know that they sold publicly Whole Foods. So technically they could be sort of a little hooked up with the government. But Lincoln Square, there's Center City all the way up there. In person it looks a lot closer. Through the lens it looks a lot farther. It takes about 15, how many minutes? 5, 15, 10 minutes to walk from here to about Center City, just on Broad Street. So anyway, if it says Lincoln Square, and look, it's on a spindle, like, is that Puppetville? So the L and the Q and everything, they kind of show, like, you know, is someone a rodman? Is there a rod? It's hard to explain if you ever experience something and you're like, oh, so like people could be taken control of by mysterious forces and actually puppeted. It's disturbing and upsetting, but that's how the world works. Oops, don't want to get stuck in cement somewhere else. Anyway.